Welcome back, this is Goku-san DBZ, of course, and welcome to part 2 of my top 50 favorite platformer games of all time. As I'm sure people know by now watching my videos, platformers are in my top 3 favorite video game genres of all time. Always has soft spot. So quick recap for part 1. First, A Bug's Life. Second, Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. Mega Man 4. Shadow the Hedgehog. Vex. Sonic Generations. Mega Man and Bass. Or Bass, however you want to say. Then Mega Man X6. Super Star Wars. Jak and Daxter, the original. Gex. Spyro 2, Richter's Rage. Jersey Devil. Mega Man Powered Up. Prince of Persia, 2008. Mega Man 8. Super Mario Land. Sly Cooper and the Thievius or whatever raccoons. Super Mario Bros. Mega Man X5. Sonic, the classic original. Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. Super Mario Sunshine. Sonic Adventures 2 Battle. And the last of the last list, Shovel Knight. Now with that said, let's get to it. So, first coming up at number 25 is a game that I have enjoyed quite a bit. Now, I've played this game since I have the double pack on 2 different consoles. I played this on both PS4 and Xbox One, and that is the great indie game. Coming at 25 is Inside. Next, coming in at 24, another great game. Originally played it on the PS1. Great game, in my opinion. It's the second best of the X series. Coming in at number 24 is Mega Man X4. Next, coming in at 23, played for the Sega Genesis. And that is, in my opinion, a somewhat underrated game that I love to death. Quite a bit. It's definitely a game when I was young when it first came out. I didn't know what to expect from the game. It turned out to be really weird. 23 is Echo the Dolphin. And next at 20... What? Yeah, next we have at 21, actually ended up the only tie on the list between Crash 3, Warped, and the original Medieval on PS1. Both games, of course, PS1 games. Next at 20, and this is for the 3DS that I played it on, and that is New Super Mario Bros. 2. Gotta admit, really liked the game quite a bit. I was lucky that I found it on clearance at Walmart. Glad of that, but it is great. It really harkens back to the original classic games of the Mario series. If you're an old school Mario fan, I think you'll genuinely enjoy this game. It's solid, and I have nothing negative to say about it. Next, we have at number 19 is a great solid game. It is called... This game, slowly though, over time, will go higher and higher, I'm sure, but for now, at number 19 is Bloodstain Ritual of the Night, which I have actually played on Switch, Xbox One, and PS4. Yeah, I've bothered and got the game 3 times. That should say how much of a fan I've become of Bloodstain. Now, with that said, coming in at number 18. Played on the Sega Dreamcast, the original version of the game. Still have it on the Dreamcast, thank goodness. And that being the, of course, the first really true 3D Sonic game, and of course that is Sonic Adventure. Next, coming in at 17 is a classic game from the Sega Genesis era that I love. To this day, in my opinion, the best Disney platformer of all time. That is, of course, DuckTales. Coming in at number 16, or sorry, actually coming in at number 17, I messed up ranks, is a N64 all-time classic 3D era. This was the first actual, like, more open worldish, like 3D style platformer that I ever played on the N64, and that being Banjo-Kazooie from Rare. Yeah, my first was not Mario 64, it was Banjo-Kazooie actually, and I still hold a special place this day for that game. Coming in at number 16, exclusive. Well, not now, but I haven't played on Switch yet. So, Xbox One. Coming at number 16 is the great game from Microsoft, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Next, coming in at number 15, a surprising remake that I actually have enjoyed quite a bit. Coming in at number 15 is the PS4 remake of the original classic, well, modern classic, Ratchet and Clank. In my opinion, the remake is better than the actual original version of the original game. Way improved graphics, better overall, I think, gameplay-wise. And I have also say that is a good example of how to do a remake correctly. One of the best examples. Coming in at 14 is a PS1 game that has always held a special place for me. And at number 14, that is the classic, in my opinion, from the PS1 era, Oddworld Abe's Exodus. Great game, just like Abe's Odyssey is also a really good game. Actually, pretty much all the Oddworld games are really good games in my opinion. One of my favorite game franchises of all time. Coming in at number 3, played on the PSP, and that is the from the ground up remake of original Mega Man X. 13? Yeah, playing Mega Man X music in the background, by the way. But coming at number 13 is the remake Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, which is a full, from the ground up, complete 3D version of the classic original Mega Man X. I thought this was a solid, great remake, and played and everything. I liked it even more so than the power-up remake of the original Mega Man. But then, as I've said before, Mega Man X is my favorite Mega Man series of all time. One of the things I like about Marvel Infinite is the fact you can play with X. Also, we have coming at number 12, another great, solid, amazing platformer from Microsoft. And number 12 is Ori and the Blind Forest, which is, in my opinion, an all-time modern, well, I think will eventually become known as a classic many years from now. And, in my opinion, easily one of the greatest modern platformers, hands down. Coming at number 11, played originally on the SNES. That is the classic at 11, Super Metroid, which is arguably my favorite of the Metroid series. There is probably pretty much no Metroid game that will surpass Super Metroid, at least in my personal opinion anyways. Coming in at number 9 is or number 10 for the Sega Genesis, in my opinion, the best of the 2D era of Sonic. Coming at number 10 is Sonic 2. Coming in at number 9 is, in my opinion, the second greatest Mario game of all time. Coming at number 9 for the Nintendo Switch, Super Mario Odyssey comes in 9th place. Coming in at number 8, a all-time classic from the PS1 era, And that is at 8, Spyro the Dragon. Next, coming in at number 7, a all-time classic on the original Super Nintendo, and one of, in my opinion, one of the best easily rare games ever made. Coming in number 7 is the original Donkey Kong Country. Coming in at number 6 is a amazing game that I personally only played on the original Xbox from, of course, Ubisoft. That being, at 6, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, which is a great action platformer game, and in my opinion still stands this day as a crowning achievement game in my opinion. It is how many games a platformer or action platformer should be. It's the perfect example, it's the gold standard in my opinion. Still remains to be seen how this remake or remaster ends up. Coming in at number 5 on the Super Nintendo is my number 1 all-time favorite Mario game. Comes in, yes I know, only 5th place for my favorite Mario game. But there are games that I hold higher regard for than even this. But number 5 is Super Mario World. And, in my opinion, is and will always be the greatest Mario game of all time. Just my own personal opinion. Even though Odyssey has really gone up, I mean, it's made it to my number 9 favorite platformer of all time, number 2 favorite Mario game of all time. But Super Mario World will always remain a whole special place for me personally, because it was the first Mario game I actually ever owned. So there's many reasons why I love the game to this day, and the soundtrack as well. Coming in at number 4 was a tie. Couldn't choose which, but number 4, it's a tie between, in my opinion, probably the best indie platformer that I have played to this day, and I love the whole fact that it keeps science and stuff used in the puzzles and stuff. And that being at number 4 tied, Limbo, which is tied with, in my opinion, the best of the Crash games. And for me, my probably number 2 favorite PS1 platformer of all time. And that being, of course, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. Coming in at number 3 is a game that will always hold a special place, and is the best of the Metroidvania games. Coming in at number 3 on the PS1 that I played, of course, is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. In my opinion, the best Castlevania game of all time, and in my pretty much view, probably the best game Konami ever made. Keep that in mind, this is coming from a pretty big fanboy of Symphony of the Night. Coming at number 2 is, well, you hear the music in the background from it. My number 2 favorite platformer of all time is the original Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo. Is and will always be in my top probably 3 favorite platformers. I never see it. For a good long time, it was my number 1 favorite, but a certain game decided eventually dethroned it. Speaking of, my number 1 favorite platformer or action platformer of all time Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush technically is both elements of an action platformer, and yeah, it does have elements of also an RPG. It's a sort of hybrid, I guess you could say, between elements of RPG with the whole leveling up system and everything, but merged with that of action platformer. Because once you play the game, you can't really deny that does not definitely have platformer elements in the game. But for me personally, favorite platformer, hybrid platformer of all time is Gravity Rush. But that is just my personal opinion. Leave a comment below. Tell me, what is your personal favorite platformer game of all time? What's your favorite platformer franchise of all time? And what's your thoughts on some of the rankings on this list? But with that said, I'll see y'all next time. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel. Stay safe. And see you soon enough. And hopefully you enjoyed the Mega Man X music in the background. See you soon.